Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, Duckling, your play-by-play caster today, and I am joined with, you guessed it right, it is Blade.
We only have one match.
Yeah, we only have one match every day, guys. It is week 11, day number 1 of the SQ1 Champions League. We are about to head into this, sadly, only one game of the day. It is Unknown Enemy versus Lao Gan Ma. Obviously, there is no playoff happening for Unknown Enemy in any way. So what they will be fighting for today is to try and play spoiler and try to maybe ruin a bit with Lao Gan Ma hopes of getting up to the second seed, which they can potentially can still do and get the bye if they really want to, and if everything slots into the right place. So that is what you can hope for if you're a Lao Gan Ma fan. Hope that everything just fits well together and you'll potentially get a second place.
Oh yeah, definitely. So far it's only really a race between 6th and 5th place, and then Lao Gan Ma, who can actually win from Royal Reapers, and that's because Royal Reapers actually forfeited their match. So
Yikes.
far, yeah, like Lao Gan Ma actually CBA. Do they still have a game? CBA? Yeah, right.
CBA, they still have games. Nah, they're
Okay.
playing them today.
Okay, it's okay.
I actually think they just get 2-0 actually.
Because if they win that and Lao Gan Ma
Yeah.
loses, then CBA can get to 3rd. And if Sea Dogs wins their game, they will actually go to 5th. So there are still a lot of changes that can happen except for the first place. And the only thing that can make that happen is a tiebreaker between the top two teams.
Yeah, we can have a tiebreaker between Glorious Gaming and Royal Reapers for the first place. But it will have to be Glorious Gaming beating Omega Team tomorrow. And then since Royal Reapers have FF their games, they will be getting that, which ties up their head-to-head and puts them both at 14 wins and 4 losses, or Royal Reapers in their say 2, and 4 disqualified games or DQ games. And when everything adds up, it is the same amount of wins, and there will be a tiebreak for first place. Which, to be honest, Blade, it would be very hyped to see that. But we're not gonna talk more about that now. Lao Gan Ma, they're hoping to get second place if everything falls in the way they want it, but we're into the draft of this game, and Tarzan's, sadly, beautiful Orn has been taken away as the first thing.
I mean, every time I look at Lao Gan Ma, I still remember Sojin in that top lane with the Vladimir just breaking down every member that he faced. And I think it was even the first cast we did together. Is that possible?
I don't know, Blade. We've done a lot of games together over the time.
Good point. But yeah, so far we've seen the Vayne taken away. Of course, the Vayne is meta right now because of our high damage presence in the bot lane. Games tend to take a lot longer about this time now, so Vayne can just scale up, and just become a menace that can take out any tank and any squishy in a matter of seconds. Then there's Thrasher comfort pick banned from Lady Angel, who is a sub, I think, or had a name change because we haven't casted that name before. And we have, of course, the Rek'Sai getting ready, a meta pick right now, very good in the early game. However, if not fed, she can fall behind a lot and not have as much use as you sometimes want to have as a jungler. And Nocturne, again, we have seen Sikro's Nocturne many times, and every time he just so well on that pick. So good ban on the side of LGM.
Some good bands coming out, as you were saying, Blade. It all seems plausible. We all think these are some good meta picks. Psycho had been doing good on the Nocturne. On is Tarzan's pick. So everything just slots into the right place, and it seems, yeah, these bands that seem plausible. No weird bands here that I would say, wait, why are they doing this? It doesn't really make sense. We can also quickly mention, before we get into the picks that have been taken, AIM is subbing in for our boy Jenna today, so he won't be playing, but AIM is here instead.
Yeah, definitely. And so far what we've seen there, as you said, there are no weird picks. And I expected this from LGM. Every time I see a Galio picked, my mind immediately goes to the Kalista because it's such a strong pair. And again, it's a meta bot lane and a strong meta bot lane at that. And I kind of want to see something like a Kindred come out here to keep that Kalista safe, because Kalista has such a high DPS. The ulti from Kindred is so good with something like the ulti from Galio. You might not think about it at first, but as soon as Galio jumps in, he can just go ham with the Kalista. The Kindred can use the ultimate to keep the Kalista and any maybe hard carries from the top safe. And what a Kindred allows you to do, if she's taken as jungle, allows you to build a more squishy comp, because her ult allows you to stay safe. So you can pick something like Zoe and something like a Jace on the top lane that can do massive amounts of damage, but can still stay very safe because Kindred has that safeguard.
They have that safeguard indeed. And
Ooh,
it is so much damage, you said. It's so aggressive, you can alt get it right into the action, as you were mentioning. All of these things. And Sojin will pick up that Silas. You're very excited to see that play. Tell me a bit about that pick.
So Silas has gotten a lot of nerfs. We're playing on 9.7 and 9.6 and 9.7 actually. He has both had nerfs. The latest nerfs has been to his healing on his W and the shielding on his E. However, Silas with Aftershock is still a menace that you have to be very wary of, especially in the jungle, because the nerfs that he got were more focused to his laning phase to make it weaker, to make the trades a little bit harder on the side of Silas, in opposed to other champions. But in the jungle, you don't have that problem. You're not facing an enemy champion, you're facing monsters. And from around 3, your clear becomes very fast and very useful. Even your ganking is so good because you can easily dash out or dash in, depending on how you want to do it, and you can chain to go back in, lock someone down, and bring that CC to your team. So I expect the Silas to go into the jungle, and with the ults that we're seeing the Rakan ulti, who scales with AP, so that is only better for Silas. Kai'Sa ulti, that shield, always nice to have, and the extra displacement, also good. We are seeing the Jarvan, that ulti is great for him because Silas can just immediately dash out and leave them in a pan where Kalista can just shoot everyone in. So far I think Silas is a really good pickup, and now the opposing team has to really think what champions they're gonna pick, because every ult is gonna matter.
Every alt is gonna matter. Sounds like a campaign for some sort of way I should put it like that, but definitely some great ults for him to steal, as you mentioned. And they pick up the Corgi on the side of Lao Gan Ma. This does tell us a bit that it seems like Silas will be going into the top lane, Corgi in the mid lane, Kalista in the bot lane. Or Silas can be going jungle as well.
I was about to say, wait.
Yeah, my brain popped off a bit, Blade. It was.
So he has been played in the top lane purely because Silas is actually good against things like bruisers. The only hard counter I would say he has is late game tanks, Ryze and Darius. So this Ryze can still flex. We'll see that in a few seconds, but Ryze really counters him. If even a mid or jungle does on top doesn't matter, because he can just lock you down as soon as you want to go in. You want to use your abilities in consistently in a row to deal massive amounts of AoE and just massive amount of burst, and Ryze just ignores that. Darius allows you to get close, but as soon as you get close, the bleeding allows you to not heal, and then you won't escape. Oh, hey, there we go.
That is some late game scaling there.
But now is the question, will they go for the usual AP attack speed kill, or will they go for the new Korean kill that has just been announced on the quotation marks? Because what Koreans are doing right now, they are building her like Vayne. So they go Bork, they go something that just does a lot of attack speed. Wit's End is an item that has been picked a lot as well. And that kill can become exactly like a Vayne. So strong with the continuous damage, with the true waves on her level 15, 16. And will just burst through anyone on the side of LGM because they don't have a tank. And she does even more if it's just squishies.
Does so much damage, as you pointed out. The K when it gets late is a great addition. I have a quick stat about Dintum Silas, which will be in the jungle.
Yeah.
He has played 15 games of it, with a KD of almost 3. And would you like to take a guess at his win rate, Blade?
Okay. I don't have this win rate for me, so please tell me.
80%. 80% win rate in 15 games.
Damn.
That is a high win rate, I would say. Very impressive. Let's see if he can up it a bit more in this game.
Oh yeah, I love the pick. I've been playing a lot myself in the jungle. I mean, I'm silver, so it doesn't matter really, but it's still such a fun pick because every game feels different, and you always have to adapt to the opponent. So this is what just makes it, what gives it that little edge. Like if you pick that, the opposing team will already go like, oh my god, okay, we need to think about what we're doing. If you give him a Lissandra ulti, you're gonna be in trouble. Even if you give him a Sion ulti, that ulti does so much damage. And look at their team. He has the kill ulti. The kill ulti scales with AP, so the swords will do even more damage. It will also allow him to keep Corki longer alive, to keep Kalista longer alive. All those damage per second picks he gets to keep alive. And that is something. That's why I don't get why they banned why they took kill. I love it, not talking about that, but it is such a bad thing for an opposing team to have a silence when you pick kill. Their whole team, except for the Rise ulti, has good ults for silence to steal. So I just don't get why they would pick something like the kill. But for the rest, their team is both teams have a 1-3-1 comp. Rise, split push. Kill, split push, and can be contested 9 out of 10 times, especially as the game goes on. While the other team seems to want to team fight a little bit more. They have a lot of crowd control, they have a lot of CC, Camille and Silas have lockdown, Corki can just burst out damage, and Kalista with Galio also wants to have that lockdown and that team fight. So I would say, if we go by scaling, that Lao Gan Ma is going to be in a bit of trouble against something like a Rise and a Kale and a Kai'Sa.
We've talked quite a lot actually about scaling currently played, but what about the early stages of the game? How can we expect these first, let's say, 10, 15 minutes to pan out? Do we expect to see some aggressive plays in the bottom lane? Do we expect to see CS where everyone just sits around and does nothing? What can we really expect from this game? Because I personally see a lot of scaling, so I'm not sure about this early game. What do you see?
In terms of scaling?
In terms of the early game, how is the early game going to pan out?
Oh, LGM has the advantage early game, like super hard. They have Jarvan though on the opposing side. Seiko is very good on the Jarvan. We have seen him on it before. However, if I look at their team comp, the only lane I think he will try to gank, unless Corki overextends a huge amount, and knowing Sojin, he won't do that. He will aim for the bot lane because Rakan, even when level 3, still has a knockup and dash, can engage very safely and dash away, can provide shielding against something like a Galio Kalista. But that's the only lane that I expected to gank because Sojin isn't known for his aggressive plays. He plays very well, he plays centered, and he knows what he's doing. He takes calculated risks. Rise is not going to have a hard matchup against Camille. The early game, yes, he might have a little bit of trouble, but as soon as we hit level 10, level 9, Rise, it just has the lockdown and can easily get away. Same with Camille. If Jarvan goes to gank her, she can just hook shot out. And on the other side, they just want to try to fight. So I expect Galio and Kalista, as soon as they hit level 6, I expect them to hit level 6 earlier. And that's purely going out of, I don't know how aim works. I don't know what his champion pool is. I don't know how well he plays with the team. I expect them to take advantage of that, which also shows in the rune choice by Kalista, which is Hail of Blades, and try to go in as much as possible to force their engages and put them on the back foot to get Kalista ahead.
If Kalista gets ahead, I can inform you, everyone who didn't know this, she's powerful. She hurts, and it's not that fun for the guy facing it. But if she doesn't get ahead, it kind of turns around on the other side of the table. Some great knowledge there that I can definitely use, Blade. I have an idea about how this early game will pan out. We are loading into the game as we speak. Lao Gan Ma are looking to try and keep their second place hopes and the bye hopes alive to get straight into the semifinals. But if they win this game, they just get better seeding overall. You know, it's never bad to win a game. It can never hurt you in any way. So even if they don't quite manage to get that second place, but if Glorious Gaming performs well tomorrow, they'll still be potentially in third. If they win both, probably a guarantee third, I would say. If I am not wrong, they will be able to get a tiebreaker if CBA wins both their games today as well. So it's a little bit about that. I don't know about the record actually about CBA Lao Gan Ma. Lao Gan Ma lost the first time they played against CBA. We did cast that one, I remember back actually. And Lao Gan Ma recently, when they played against CBA, they won that. So if both teams will go 2-0 today, that is also a tiebreaker that will have to be resolved. When they will be resolved is a thing that I don't know in my head actually. Haven't been informed any of that yet. But as many tiebreakers as possible, they always great. As we know, EU, we love the odd ties, especially at international events.
So, Duckling, do you know what the little thing is with Kale and Kleptomancy at the moment?
Kale and Kleptomancy.
Yes. Do
Of
you know
course.
what is the sucky thing with the levels of Kale?
There is a great secret power to it. When
Yeah.
you have 6 spells upgraded or upgraded a spell 6 times or whatever, when you've used 6 skill points, is the way we could say it, you first hit your attacks a little bit better when they are exalted. Then when you hit level 11 and you have 11 skill points, you get to range, and when you have hit 16, you become permanently exalted and do true damage. But what can Kleptomancy then do? It has a life hack. The elixir of skill gives you 1 skill point instantly. So if you're level 10, you only have gotten 10 skill points. But hey, that Cryptomancy got you an elixir of skill. Suddenly you have 11 skill points, and then you reach your range status and your late game power status that little bit earlier, depending on if you're lucky enough, of course.
Exactly. So for the people that don't know, as Duckling said, Cryptomancy can give you these elixirs that allow you to get a free skill point. The passive offer works with amount of skill points, as Duckling said.
Oh.
You have 6 skills, and then she gets to her next form. Then she transforms. So if you get those skill points earlier, it will count it as though you're level 6 in quotation marks, and will give you that transformation. The transformations usually, without any special skill points, allow at 6, 11, and 16. But with those, you can get it a lot easier. So if you're lucky and you get like 3 or 4 of those potions, you can be at full transformation level 12. And that just gets you to the late game so much easier.
Then you'd have to be lucky, dude. If you're lucky enough, you could actually technically get it at whoever knows level 9. I don't know.
If you're really lucky, the luckiest you can be, because the ratios are so low for that, is about 4. I think it's max 4-3, and that's 0.2%. I think that's a hit ratio on that is. However, I have seen it before, and it's absolutely disgusting. Because at level 12, usually people, if they're fat, have 2.5 items, max probably, and no one will be able to stand in your way because you already have those points at your ulti, everything's stronger, and the Kleptomancy allows you to get items even faster because of the poke. This is also in the early advantage of Kale, because Corki is a kind of close range auto attacker, so kill her E, kill her Q can be more easily positioned to hit him, which allows her to get the Kleptomancy off and get even more gold of Sojin. So this might be actually a very good lane for the Kale.
It could be a very good lane for the Kale if she just has her time. It is a bit like playing the slot machine when you decide to go Kleptomancy on her, and you just hit those E's and like, you pray, come on, give me an elixir of spell, or elixir of skill, gimme, and then it's like 9, it's like, okay, normally you get maybe 1, and you hit level 15 or level 10, you get to range and become permanently exalted.
Yep.
And if you're a bit lucky, you get it at level 14 and level 9. So it's all about those slot machines, and then the question is, how many of those 4 slots will be filled with an elixir of skill? And normally it's about 1.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just waiting to see the kill pop off because, as I said before, LGM has a very good comp, and a comp I would love to see any day of the week. However, the only really scaling picks on the side are Phantom on the Sylas. It's an AP carry. Someone like Sylas, someone like, I think Elise, but she only skills when she has a lot of kills. Those picks in the jungle skill very well, but need time. Sojin as well on the Corki. Corki needs time to scale. Camille just becomes stronger as a split pusher. However, Ryze is probably better, I would say. And Rosset and Galio need to have the early to mid game. While if we go to Hanad and Aim, they have a really nice engage comp because of guys that can move anywhere as soon as it's CC'd by Rakan. Rakan can keep CCing them, while Kaisa can just go ham with a Rage Blade. They have the Ryze that will win. You will at least need to answer with 2 people. And I would say it has to be Phantom and Sojin, because Phantom can lock down and burst, and Sojin can do continuous damage. I'm afraid if it's Camille, the shield will be too much from Tarzan, the movement will be too much, and they will actually not have something to do without the ulti of Ayutsuri.
Ayatsuri, that is a hard name to pronounce, but should we just go with Atasuri? Ayatsuri.
Let's do Aya.
Aya, let's do Aya. So everyone who's watching the stream, Camille in the top lane, Ayatsuri, we will be calling him Aya. That is the simple name, and it also won't ruin or expose my horrible pronunciation of some of these hard names. You know, a lot of people, they follow the guidelines, they get the good names in, but some people like Chewy or whoever, like someone, they just destroy it all. And especially these Lao Gan Ma players, they're trolling us real hard.
Oh yeah, the names. I mean, the Lao Gan Ma, Sojin is not that hard.
Some are hard, like a few of them are hard, but the rest are good. But if you think about other teams, a lot of them don't even have one hard name, but
Good point.
I think Lao Gan Ma has like 2.
Yeah, Lao Gan Ma, probably Ayutsuri and Sojin are the hardest, I think. I am, however, very sad. This
bot lane also does a lot of damage with the Pierce and the Rend. Takes Hanad very low, actually.
Yeah.
In the end of that skirmish. That's a good trade for them.
Oh yeah, because they won this early to mid game. That's why they're probably the strongest. And Rosset is experienced on the pick, as you could see now. Everything hit. I was surprised AIM didn't try to dodge the Q that she threw out, but besides that, a very good play on the side of Rosset. And this is they might actually know Sika was there. The ping
Yeah,
is
but they
coming down.
don't decide to go up to him.
That could have been such a good trap though.
It could have been the trap card activated.
Yeah. Mirror Force, great Jarvan. No, but this was just, I don't know, this Rosset is such a good early pick with the Kalista, early to mid. Kaisa, as we all know, needs the scaling, needs the mid to late game, and this is why I really want to see Rosset shine. Sorry, Sam.
Tasa going into some trades with the spell flux, overload, and room cushion in the early game. You do a decent bit of damage, but the money you expend for that is so much. Which is why, as a Rise player myself, you go for some trades, but after 2 you're like, oh, I maybe shouldn't have done that. I'm out of mana. What can I do? And it is a tough position to be in.
Don't you, as a Rise player? Oh wait, Camille going in.
They're going in again. Artillery wins at 1. Aya goes good in the first end of the trade. Wins it overall, I would say. Gets half health, even when she was pretty low at the start. That shield from her passive, named Adaptive Defense, adapted to the magic damage, and that blocked quite a lot. 156 in the early stages of the game.
Yeah, I'm still kind of surprised that as a Rise, wait, you might know this because you're a Rise player, right? So you're Rise, you buy the mana crystal first. Do you just go back as soon as you have enough money for a tier, or do you wait for maybe something like tier boots and then go? Because if I would imagine myself being a Rise player, I would like, okay, I stay as long as it's safe. I'll get the tier, and I want the boots to have with engages, with the extra movement speed I already get, to make sure I can easily get out of skirmishes and maybe easily dodge something like Camille that has that hook shot.
I honestly don't start Mana Crystal, but I'm gonna have to be able to talk about that later because the Grand Entrance comes in, and that'll be first blood to Rosset actually, as he picks that up with the Rend, has to flash and heal away every summon spell is used on the bot lane, and now Rosset might try to pull it back. Psycho might die here, the Pierce misses him, but the Rend does a lot of damage, and with the last few auto attack he takes him down. Now AIM is next fall, the Rend is still on cooldown so he can't quite kill him, and he would get out alive.
Sicko should not have engaged here. It was a good try. I saw what he was thinking. I know what he was thinking. However, Rakan was under 50% health. We knew the taunt was up from the Galio, and Kalista, you just saw the damage she did already. This is not a trade you want to take.
Oh, this top lane is trading so heavily as well. They're both so low. Tassin almost dies, but survives barely. And now Ventimus on his way up. Here he comes in. Just the chain. Barely misses the chain whip.
He got the flash.
He does go in with the abduct though. With Kingslayer will probably get this kill certified for him. The aftershock will keep him safe. I have flashed forward actually with the hookshot wall dive. Gets up with the adaptive shield to make sure he stays alive. Benjamin is now fighting Psycho. It is so close that Psycho wins the one. Takes the ultimate has been dropped. But the flag as well into the shield. But it is enough kinda, as it is a 2v2 in the top lane. As Psycho gets a double kill, and Victim of Jungle Difference Victim hits level 6 and now has a bit of more damage.
Not only that, but what was Aya doing? I think Phantom was on comms like, okay, I can get this, I want the solo kill. But because she just stayed at the sidelines, and the only reasonable thing that I can imagine is that she wanted to get to level 6, so she stayed close to the minions, trying to get that XP as fast as she could, so she can use this level 6 to burst down for damage. But if that's not true, then she was just standing there, waiting for him to die almost.
Yeah. Oh, that was not the best trade in the top lane. It was a bit, but I am missed up the hook and flag. Now Ventum is fighting Psycho again. This time the aftershock is up, the flag and Dragon knocks him up for a few seconds, but the Kingslayer heals him up quite a lot, even with the red might coming through. Here comes the real warp as the TP in from Jungle Different Victim, and now they're going forward with everything, the spell flux, overloading, everything is used, and as well as the rune crystal, but no one died from this fight.
So, the thing about Silence.
Oh, he is lane though. Rosset is fighting a 1v2 as Hannah misses the Grand Entrance. The Rend does a lot of damage as Rosset is so good.
Again, I was about to say, the thing about Silas versus Jarvan.
Oh, wait, there might be more action in the top line as Aya just goes for tries to steal the scuttle. Psycho does not flash. The spear won't get this time, and Aya picks that one.
Oh yeah, and I think you might want to click your plus button because I think you are a little...
I am behind. Let me click the plus button. Now, I should be ahead. The plus button has been fully stacked, as you could say.
I was about to say, and also for our lovely streamer, click the plus button just to be sure, because from where I was standing, I was like, wait, the scuttle had already been taken. I was like, very confused for a moment, but yeah.
You're
so
too far ahead, Blue. You're too far ahead.
But as I was about to say, like Phantom, that Silas won't win from Javelin early.
Oh wait, the bot lane is going in, I believe. Hannah goes in with a grand entrance. Here comes the heal of the Rando, and that sums them both up. As Rosa just has a free range of damage with the Rend and the Piers, and he does a bit of damage onto both of the bot lanes from the side of Unknown Enemy. They're both down to half health now. As only Ale from the side of Lao Gan Ma gets taken low. And Rosa, he can stay in this. We saw him in a 1v2 earlier. He did fine.
Oh no, definitely. Rosted can. That's the good thing. You want Rosted at that point, and that's also, of course, the 2 kills helps and so much. However, this does mean that when Ale the Angel gets to level 6, he can start to roam, maybe go up to that Rice lane, or at least try to, so Camille can try to make it play with her ulti, with the Hextech ultimatum. He can just use his own ulti, the heroic entrance, to dash in that ulti from Aya. So that just means you have a whole CC lockdown, and knowing the Realm Ward from Rice is down, you can try to make it play in the upcoming minutes.
You can try to make the play in the upcoming minutes. We'll see if they decide to do it. As you were mentioning, I really want to mention, I have seen a bug recently when you're playing Rakan, your battle dance, as you used just there, cost mana both times on the trip. And I don't know if it's going to be costing anything this game, but currently though, the bot lane is fighting as AIM has to use the killer instinct. Not to try and kill anything, but just to keep his survival instinct alive. As his survival instinct pulled the trigger on that one.
Yeah, and we have to keep an eye on Phantom now. Phantom is level 6. He is moving towards that bot. He has 4 ultis that he would love to use, and he doesn't even need to gank. If you're a Silas and you think, what ulti do I want? You just go to that lane, get the ulti, and just walk out.
Oh, now though, Saki goes in 1v3. He uses the Cataclysm that gets stolen, and the grand entrance into everything gets used, and they pick up 2 kills, and Phantom is next to ball. Hannah picks not that one up, but AIM gets it. But here comes Sojin, and he has the big package, picks up 2 kills, tries to get the 3rd. He is fighting with red buff and blue buff, Text and Psycho with the Gatling gun and the bomb. And there's a triple kill for Sojin, and I remember when last time his Corgi was fed, and it was not a fun time.
Oh no, definitely not. And I was about to comment on how bad of an engage this was from the side of LGM, because he stole the Cataclysm, and that pretty much screwed him over, because that gives Rakan free range to just do whatever he wants in that area, and he didn't disable it. That was the problem. And you can disable it as a silent. When you use it, it's there. You have to dash out, or you have to just flash away. However, the teleport from Sojin saved their asses so hard there, and this is 3 kills on a Corki. This means that at 10 minutes, Corki will be able to probably get that Trinity Force right now, and will be so far ahead of someone like the kill in mid lane. So this might be very painful and very fun for us to see, because I love seeing Sojin as something fat and hard carry.
Yeah, but if you're a jungle different victim, right, you might be a victim of Sojin's Corgi very soon, and that is not one you'd like to be. He'll have so long until she really reaches her breaking point, and she can 1v9. It's far from that at the moment, and if Sojin just snowballs out of control, it's gonna be tough. And the first 11 minutes has unfolded into this game. Is it like you expected, Blade?
Yes.
You talked about a lot of early game action in the bot lane, and we have seen that.
So far everything is pretty much going as predicted, even to the build that Kill's using. So she is using the Korean build, the Korean like Vayne build for Kill, which just worked greatly, and because her AP ratio has been nerfed, just the AD build works so much better.
Oh, Psycho, he's caught out in his own jungle. Mr. Buff does a lot of damage, and he just stands still. Indra comes in and steals it from his mid lane carry, and you gotta feel bad from Psycho. He was just doing his grum, like, hey, I'm enjoying my time here. And then suddenly he just gets invaded by 2, and now AIM will get invaded onto, as the Pierce doesn't hit him, because Hannah body blocks it with a battle dance, even though the just punch missed, the shield of the Ren didn't, and that really ruined him.
I mean, this is just the pain of jungle. As soon as your jungle, as you are behind, and the opposing jungler has a lot of laners that know that they can move up with you, they can just go for everything in the jungle. And at this point, Sicko has to know that his jungle is worded somewhere, because LGM won't just go in.
Oh wait, look at the top lane. Tarzan and Aya are fighting it out. A bad flash actually from Tarzan gets him just on the turret range. Aya goes 2 for 4 and takes a lot of turret hits. and he just wanted to keep tossing that Hextech ultimatum. But he was on the tower range, and then he took a lot of damage. That's a tough one if you are Aya there. It was a big win from you, but it turned out to be an equal one in the end.
Oh, bot might see some action. There are pings coming down.
Aim is quite low here. Hannah does have the quickness up as well as the Cataclysm. The Mountain Drake has been started from Ventum. He has Smite to heal himself up as well as the Kingslayer if he gets into battle. The mid lane is slowly getting down as Sojin is rotating quickly. Aim is just forced to wave clear in his lane as forced at his full health. They can't do anything to contest it as Aim is so low on full beat. The Mountain Drake going over to the side of Lao Gan Ma.
Good rotations from. Oh, wait a minute. Kill has
So-
still available.
Misses the Phosphoring Bomb. The Gatling gun does a tiny bit of damage, but nothing too much or too crucial coming out there.
So, this is actually not as bad as it might look. We do see that Corki is pretty fat. Killers that the kills. Oh, wait.
Oh, the top lane again, the hookshot multi does connect, as well as the
There
dash to shoot in the mid lane as well. Ventum has shown the Divine Judgment and used it to make sure he doesn't die as they dive on the 2 turrets to get the kill. The bot lane action goes on as well. The shield of the Ren gets down onto Aim, flash forward into the Pierce and the Ren. Everything will be used here on the side of Roster to try and pick up some kills, but Aim won't quite fall yet as he's flashing the heal in the top lane as well. Everything shield precision protocol does take Tarzan solo, but thanks to the spell flux and the shield, he stays alive. And the
Yes.
pauses come out as jungle different victims says it's a jungle lag from Psycho.
So, I was about to point this out because Sicko at that engage with Rosset and Eddie Angel was just standing where he is standing now. He was, if you look at the minimap, he's standing on the bot of his own red side jungle near the Krugs. That was where he was standing when they were engaging. They literally walked around, not around him, but very close to him. And as Jarvan with his ulti up, he could have turned that around so super hard. Rakan had the quickness for him available, which allowed him to charm both. Kai'Sa had the killer instinct, which allowed her to get a shield and have it more toughness to her, so she can actually engage and use her Q. They could have done so much there in that 2v3 and probably kill them both by giving 1 kill away, which would still be great for them because they are the scaling team. However, there must have been lag, as we saw here, because he did not move. He didn't do anything. He wasn't farming. He wasn't he wasn't preparing for anything. He wasn't warding. He was just standing there.
That is unfortunate, definitely. If you're on the side of unknown enemy, because we can't chrono shift, we aren't Riot. We can't look into it and say, oh, that's actually not competitive integrity. And
Yep.
unfortunately, we'll turn the game back until before the dive happened, but we can't do anything about it. And we can at least look at the map, and we can realize the Ventum is on his way to dive another target, and this time he's going on to the to Tarzan.
I do love what Ventum has been doing, is what I said before. He doesn't just take an ulti and then immediately gank. What he does, he takes an ulti and thinks like, I might save it for later. I will wait a few seconds. And that's what we saw with the kill ulti. Yes, he engaged there, but that was because he saw an opportunity. He took it, he dived, and used it
back
to
into
keep
game.
himself alive.
He did use it to keep himself alive, and that is obviously a great play. Just come in, steal the ultimate before you kill the target, and then when the target is there and 2 tertiaries are heading towards you, you use it. And now though, the Chainless just destroys Tarzan. That is very unfortunate if you are this Rise. Ending Tarzan, he has been doing to this game, so lives up to his name in one way. You could say the previous staff member of SQ1 not having his best game so far on Unknown Enemy.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate from Tarzan. But it can, I mean, I'm not too weird about it. It's just unfortunate for Tarzan because Phantom is not fat, but he has his 3-5. He has his full AP jungle item finish, which allows Silas's first power spike opposing to other opponents, and especially if you get it before 15 minutes, because your Q, which is the first ability level on Silas, is so strong with that first jungle item. And he just went back and immediately bought a Rod of Ages.
There is a lot of gold he had in his pocket, and there's a lot of gold that has just been used onto that Rod of Ages.
Oh yeah.
Let's see how much damage he can put on now, because you just saw him do about 250 damage with 1 Q onto Tarzan, and in this early game, 250 damage is quite a lot. You see, Tarzan only has 1,250 health. Kale has 1,200 as well. Aim only has 1,200. Wait, they all actually have 1,200. So they die quickly. That's about 6 Qs. To round up my conclusion, My point didn't quite go through there because they all had the same amount of health. I didn't expect that. I'm sorry, guys.
My point, they die quickly.
They die quickly to these chain lashes, and he has been lashing them out everywhere, and it has been showing on his score. And now though the Grand enters into the quickness, the flash forward with the flag and drag into the Cataclysm, danks down Rocket Evil Ball, but here comes Slither with another Cataclysm. The hero's entrance has been used, and it was a hero vibe from the side of Lao Gan Ma. They dive even forward. They want to get Jungle Defense victim, and he will have to use the Divine Judgment. The hookshot Mortar dunks him down as he will fall as well. Certain picks up one more as he is dominating in this game. And almost clean 8s as it's a 4-for-1 on the side of Lao Gan Ma.
So everything except Corki being this fat was expected. Because I would think that Jungle Defense Victim would have played it a little bit safer in regards to Corki. Because we know how good Surgeon Corki is, right? So Jungle Defense Victim is on a pick that needs to skill. Every kill game, unless you're really good, you will get behind like this.
Oh, and now they're behind us again. The hookshot war dive into the Hectic Ultimatum, just getting him down so quickly. But here comes the Ruler Mob straight into the shield of the Ran. Here we can turn it up, just punch, Winter War, everything shooting the people forward. Now Gang Ma, Sultan picks up that kill. Now he's diving on the cycle. A great flash from Naya. Picks up one for himself, and it's a triple kill. Thanks to that hookshot wall dive into the flash. And 2 fights in a row. This one of 3v3, 3v4 actually, as they pick up 4 kills. Great fight inside of Lao Gan Ma, and they're sitting in a 12k goal at just 17 minutes.
So I do not want to call this inting, but at the same time I don't really want to call this not inting. This was just a really, really bad engage from Hannah, thinking that his team was at to follow up. Well, they should not be making engages, not be making team fights. The only thing they should be doing is farming on their turret, buying save items, and that's all they need to do. They need to stall. That's all they need to do. And at this point, I don't even know if that's enough because they are at a 13k gold deficit.
That is a big deficit.
Dude, Sojin has this 9-0.
Oh god, he almost... Wait, how much gold does he have on? He has 4,000 gold on.
Yeah, that's an Infinity.
Look at his items.
Yeah, that's...
Infinity Edge.
And something else, because that he already has...
Yeah, great rapid fire cannon. 17 minutes in, the 3-item power spike has been reached. This is an uphill battle if you are on an enemy.
The only thing they can do now to win is not do what Tarzan is trying to do right now. Because you saw him moving towards the Camille with that vision, and Camille can just wall jump and easily stun you, and Kalista can follow up and you're dead. You're still a level 10 Bryce. You don't have that 1v1 potential yet. You don't even have your first item yet. You cannot do this. You need to farm. That's all everyone on the side of Jungle Defense Victim needs to do. Because they keep fighting, and it's not working. If you look at the levels, mid is a level up, jungle is 2 levels up.
Ross actually gets caught on the turret thanks to the great wound prison by Tarzan. He will fall as the killer if he comes forward. This time finds the kill. Now Benson will try to turn around. The Kingslayer heals him up a bit, so he's still full health. Shirley boots the turn and gets that away. Hookshot more dive into the ultimate and takedown cycle. Aim is on the wrong end of that as the position protocol seconds down. No damage comes up from jungle. Distance victim inting Tarzan gets obliterated from Sojin. He does have the Valkyrie forward. The missile barrage misses, and Jungle Defense Victim will try to do something as he is now a range champion. But 2 crits take 2 members down. So much damage from Sojin, and this might be game.
I mean, there's no way they can don't touch this Corki anymore. Not only that, that were 2 basic attacks. That basic attack you just saw on, I think it was Tarzan, that almost obliterated this whole health bar, was a basic attack. It wasn't even an ability. The only thing that they built for the late game, but didn't play the late game.
Yeah, they're trying the last they ever can on those enemies. But it won't be enough, and in another 20 minutes, Lao Gan Ma take one of the most dominant wins we've seen this split. And they will beat the unknown enemy and make them unknown once again. Shelly will dance, the Nexus will fall, and it is game over. And Lao Gan Ma take the win.
Wait a minute. This is fastest game of so far.
No. We have been casting a 17-minute game.
Oh, yeah, true.
Remember that? But it is so quick.
Yeah, this even Ross did with the BM like close game in all chat. Yeah, this was not close game. If we even look at the damage with the damage graphs, that is a total of 18k damage from Corki.
That's about a K a minute.
That's about a K a minute. Yes, that's not fun. everyone on the side of not Lao Gan Ma, everyone on the side, oh yes, Lao Gan Ma, did more damage than the
Holy
Jarv
moly!
almost.
Why did the bot lane do so little?
I don't know, because bot lane is not really full damage until they have their items, I think. Because
Maybe just because none of the action happened there. When we got to the fights,
Mhm.
they focus roasted, and then suddenly comes out, hey guys, I quit 600 damage with one auto attack. Do you want to focus me or the Callista? Okay,
Yeah.
we'll go. You go for roasted. Okay, I'll just stand here and do my damage.
Yeah, definitely. This was just, I just don't know what happened. This was I don't want to say inting, but at some point I was like, what are you doing? You know how far they are ahead. Just ride it out. Just wait. Let them get that Drake. Let them get that Herald, and just play safe. Farm up. Try to get as much vision as you can, because you know they're gonna be in your jungle. That's what Lao Gan Ma does every single time. They always go in your jungle, wait for you, and catch you out. Try to focus more attention on Sojin as well if you're facing them, because Sojin is 9 out of 10 times, from what I see, the high carry of the team. Not only by damage, but just where he is, his timing, everything.
Blade, you want to give an MVP for this game? I can feel it. I'm gonna
I
already
mean,
say mine is Sojin.
I mean, it's not even a debate. Like, at this point, I'm gonna say Jojin as well. That last teleport where he got the triple kill is what projected him to get so much out of this game, and it was just so painful to watch. That was
It
fun.
was a tough one today from Unknown Enemy. And one last message before we end up today, since it's only one game. We obviously have to say thank you guys from the podcast team of watching. We really appreciate everything you've done by watching the stream. And there's one last message to everyone who will be playing Lao Gang Ma in playoffs. If Sojin is mid, you ban Corgi. It's simple as that. And suddenly you won't have a guy dealing almost 1k damage a minute, going 13-0. Either way, that was it for the message. I have been tackling. I enjoyed casting this short game today with you, and obviously I had the Blade of Souls, or preferably Blade with me as per usual.
Yep.
This has been it. There's not much else to say. A dominating win for Lao Gang Ma will close out one of the shortest games and the shortest days we've had on the broadcast so far. Thank you guys for watching. Tomorrow we'll have more action to just define the seeding of today. Either way, that has been it. We appreciate every single one of you for watching the games. Have a great night, have a good night, and enjoy your evening.